What is my verdict on Vessel of Hatred? I would not buy it. Like, I don't think it's worth 40 euro. I think it's a perfectly good expansion for 15 euro. Maybe. Maybe if you play the Spiritborn class, it's worth 15 to 20 euro, I would say. But since I don't care about the Spiritborn class, personally, I'm gonna remove that one from the equation because it's never gonna add value to me. I haven't gone into endgame yet, so I don't like now. It's just season content, in my opinion. Like what we're encountering now isn't really Vessel of Hatred content. It's just season content, and we should have gotten that whether or not we paid for the expansion. And I think you do, but I don't really know. The campaign, I think it built up and built up, and then there was no real big climax. It just fizzled out, and they should have added like another. They should have added a Mephisto fight, a real Mephisto fight, and not a Mephisto dog fight. Like I don't. Fighting Mephisto's dog is a fine like sub boss or whatever, but it's not the main boss in a Mephisto expansion. Like, come on. So all it really did was they made us pay 40 euro to get a teaser of when we're gonna fight Mephisto. And I don't know, I'm not a fan of that. I think it's cheap. I think it's a bad move. It's a boring move. And these companions, I don't know. I never really noticed them helping us or him helping us, and I did only play with Rahir, so maybe that's why. But his story was okay in the beginning, but as soon as he became our companion, he just kind of disappeared from the limelight. Like, he didn't really have that much to say. He didn't comment that much. I didn't notice him doing the fighting or anything like that. He just went to the background, in my opinion. Seeing Akarat and the spirit realm and so on, I wasn't that hooked. Like, it's not my cup of tea. I would rather see much more of Hill and that kind of thing. I think the spirit realm and the animals and so on, I don't know, it's not what I'm looking for in a Diablo game. It's too whimsical and too, I'm gonna say happy, but that's not the right word. But it's like it's too different from the Diablo theme. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that, and I was actually so the first day I really hated it. The second day I was really enjoying it, and today I was really looking forward to it, and I enjoyed it. But I just couldn't believe that the ending was come back again in the next expansion. You might fight a Mephisto, or like, let's figure out what Mephisto has been doing this entire expansion, and it's like, and it's only I think 8 to 9 hours of gameplay in the campaign for 40 euro. I don't know, man. I think you can get so many other better games. I think you can get Space Marines 2, you can get Core Keeper, which I would recommend. You can almost get the cheapest version of Escape from Tarkov. I think you can get Baldur's Gate 3 for that price. And this is an expansion, you need the base game as well. Yeah, my recommendation is not a buy. Maybe if you have the base game and it goes on sale for 20 euro, maybe get it. But for 40 euro, I would stay away. Not worth it. I think I'm gonna see what other people are saying. Like, is there anything as my goal? Let's see. Wait, we all got baited. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Oh, it's mid.
Does that make sense? Yeah, it's convenient.
So let's see where he finishes the game. So this is the Mephisto fight. And this Mephisto dog fight, I don't even want to call it a Mephisto fight. I thought this was just like a teaser, like, oh, this is just the aspect of Mephisto, but wait until you fight the real Mephisto. And like, that's not this expansion. So I want his thoughts when he realizes that this is the end. And this was...
We should have tortured him.
Yeah.
We should have tortured him for the information.
True.
Why do we do that?
He knew he wouldn't win. Bringing Mephisto into the vault nearly killed him. And when it didn't, he asked us to finish him. To end his pain.
You're sure this is the right move? Letting him go?
I know how it feels. To carry the guilt of hurting someone. And I know too well what it's like to wrestle with the Lord of Hatred.
Yeah.
Eru made the only choice he thought he could. It's infuriating. It's crushing.
I can see he's not enjoying it either.
Done the worst he can do to us.
Remember D2?
Let him wrestle with himself now.
He's dead.
That's what Akarat would want. If we kill him, we rob him of the choice to be better.
Torture him.
It's time we return.
What?
To the
What? Wait, what? No.
It might have something, anything that could
Cut off his arms, his legs. You can stab him. Like, there's so many ways. I mean, half of the fucking decorations in the game are torture devices. What do you mean? I feel like this is what you use them for, right?
At least
Seems like
At least I'm not the only one disappointed with the ending. It's like,
yeah, rip out his nails. There's
how
so
can
many
that be the
options.
ending? And it doesn't feel like an
To
ending.
walk
It
a
just
different
feels like,
path.
oh, we stopped writing the story here. It's not like the story ended here, but it's like, oh yeah, we didn't have time to make more. This is what you're gonna get.
Okay, let's go walk the different path.
Just gonna skip a little bit.
Remember it sometimes, but then it's gone. Like you never sang it at all. Maybe everything before Mephisto is distant. A dream that turned out to be my life. I remember she loved me. And that's enough. It needs to be
It's like too soft and it's too bland of an ending.
Knowledge. The vault's bound to have something we can use against Mephisto. Let's go.
Okay. Let's go. See, this is where the original game went.
Left his workbench a mess. Again.
And this is also just pointless and
Let's
like
take a look around.
it feels like
He may have left
useless
something
that you
useful
just
behind.
walk around clicking things and then she comments
left a
them.
letter for you.
Laura left a letter for you, you big
I
fucking
thought
whoop.
he might.
It's like they're trying to pull on some member
There's one over
berries
here. Note to self.
that you don't really have any connection on nostalgia for. Like you don't want to know more
saw
about the
my
Diablo
dogs
4 base
and
game
from my
because it was so
mouth
bland.
crawled hatred.
Yeah, that's what the other guy said.
I recognize this. What would change it?
Believe a friend. Brava's behind
Neyrelle across.
the vast my life. Notice.
Let's hear what Prava has to say.
Over to there. Let's see what he is.
A wanderer and a heritage
Yes.
in hers.
I'm just skipping all of the semi-boring
I'm
parts.
aware.
Such a chill, and so near the hearth. Hands, but
Prava, would you have us beg forgiveness?
perhaps someday. But in this moment, I only ask for peace.
Like this also makes
And Arius
no
is
real
dead,
sense
cracked
because
down.
at no point did it really matter we were at war with the church. Like, it didn't feel like it was a big part of the story. It didn't mean that we couldn't go into any cities or anything like that. It didn't affect any fucking thing that the church was against us. This is a completely non-issue. Nothing is being solved here. We weren't locked out of the capital. We weren't being like the knights that came and attacked us from the church. They might as well have been any other kind of minions. It didn't make a difference. So all like this ending where saying, oh, we can be at peace. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't change anything. Like, at no point did it affect me that we were at war. If we were at war, like, I just know that Yurivar guy, he aggroed us and we killed him quite easily. That's it. Like, but he might as well have been a demon. It made no fucking difference. And that's the problem with this storyline. Like, it makes no fucking difference whatever happens here, or a lot of the things. And they want us to care about it, but they haven't built up the connection, they haven't built up the story and like the reasons, and they haven't made it matter to the player. This is like reading my English reports from 5th grade. It is superficial, it's bland, and it's just jumping ahead with no build up and no detail or anything. This is the difference between like watching Game of Thrones season 6 and 7 and watching season 1 to 3. Like, it's completely different. You care about season 1 to 3, you don't give a shit about season 6 to 7.
Foundation of our faith. Urivar's actions tore those cracks asunder. If
Who
the
cares?
cathedral is to survive.
Who cares if the cathedral survives? We haven't seen it make any fucking difference. We've been down in a jungle. Like, this doesn't matter at all to us. We've interacted not at all with the church, and nowhere where the church had influence. We've been in a fucking jungle, man. Like, this doesn't matter. This shouldn't be the wrap up. This shouldn't be the ending.
It will need my full attention. And even though you no longer carry the stone, you are not relieved. The threat of the Lord of Hatred remains.
So we didn't even do anything?
Yes.
Exactly. We didn't do any fucking thing. Nothing matters, and nothing is wrapped up, and nothing has changed. Like, the only thing we've done is save Neyrelle, and that's a character I could give less of a shit about. We've saved a wet blanket, essentially. That's what we've done. Woo. But we've killed a god to do it. So is it really worth it? We're actually worse off after playing this campaign than we were before we started it. So not only we've killed Akarat, he didn't have to die. We killed some other dude, he was corrupted, he had to die, fair enough. And then we've saved Neyrelle, but then we've doomed Maka and we've killed Eru, or Eru is now fucked. So all in all, we are way worse off than when we started. Like, we just fucked up this entire campaign. Nothing is better now. And we haven't wrapped up anything, we haven't gotten to a big conclusion, we haven't gotten to a satisfying end. We have just wasted our fucking time. $40, thank you very much.
Yes, it
It
does.
was all for nothing.
Then we have a shared enemy. Let our feud be over. In time, when word spreads, you, all of you, will be friends of the church once more. I swear it.
Yeah, wait till second expansion, minus $40.
Okay.
Yep.
May the Father's light shine on us all.
Okay. What now?
Yeah,
A friend of the
yeah,
church.
exactly. What now?
Lorath won't know what to do with himself. Are you okay?
Yes. I was just thinking about something Eru told me once. Because it's the...
This is also complete bullshit. Like, this annoys me. Like, you must remember the home you saved. Hold it close to your breast because it's the only thing you have. We have no fucking home. We have never cared about home. we don't really know where we come from. We have not built up any story or any relationship to any home. This is meaningless words that means to be profound, but there's no foundation to build them on. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fill me with joy. It doesn't give me a great sense of purpose. It is just pointless words. That sounds good on paper, but because you haven't built them up and made them real or give them weight, they fall flat and they're a waste of time.
The only thing you have.
You have saved more than one home, my friend. Not everything he told you was a lie.
Why did he do it? Did we push him to this?
No, this is on Mephisto.
And notice how this conversation is so stilted and unnatural. Like, it's not two people talking together. It's one voice actor talking into a microphone and another voice actor talking to a microphone, and with just unnatural pauses in between the conversation.
His work is nearly done.
It's because he's bad.
That's what he's
Mephisto's
been doing to
bad.
us all this time.
Real bad.
But it didn't work on you. And because of that, I am free of the stone. And we are standing here together, ready to face whatever comes next.
Neyrelle, promise me
Now
something.
we have Neyrelle, the one who's been useless for both campaigns.
When we find Mephisto, you let me be the one to kill him.
And I think they're supposed to sound cool, but it just sounds cringe. I don't know.
We are all villains in someone else's story.
I'm looking forward to seeing how he's gonna react when he figures out this is the end. And there's nothing left.
We've all made hard choices to protect what we love. Choices that seem necessary, even
I think he's
righteous
trying to
in the moment.
progress it.
But the Lord of Hatred excels at turning
Process
the
it.
blade of righteousness back into our guts just to hear us scream. The choices we made in hell had aftershocks we are only now beginning to understand. How would history paint us for the path we've taken? How would it paint error?
He's obviously wrong.
Aaron made his choice out of love and despair.
Yeah.
I can hate him and still understand why he did it.
I don't understand why he did
And
it.
how
Like,
it made him the devil.
there was no build up, there was no reasoning. He wasn't really that troubled. Like, I was like, oh, why do you bring this? Oh, okay, never mind. We got this together, bro. Like, okay, I'm gonna betray you now. Like, it wasn't really a natural progression. It didn't make a lot of sense. It was just very forced.
Devil's perfect tool. Another twist to the
This
blade of
fucking
righteousness.
Mephisto.
Perhaps Eru believed it was all worth it. The Hantu and the spirit realm were spared from Mephisto's touch. But that only meant they were cursed to watch the rest of the world wither.
Like, why would
The
Mephisto?
age of hatred to come.
Like, why would Mephisto honor that deal? There's no reason for him to do it. He could just be like, oh yeah, I lied. I'm gonna fuck up Nahantu as well. Like, there's nothing binding him to it. It's not like there's a contract police that's gonna hunt him down and force him to leave Nahantu alone. Like, it's not gonna work, man.
Come.
I don't even know what I would rate this game, like this campaign. Because you need to consider the price.
That's the guy.
And considering nothing
Wait,
happened.
we know where that is. We were there. Oh.
Akarat, beloved shepherd of
And
the light.
I don't know. Now we get to kill corrupted Jesus in 2 years for another 40 euros.
Vigilance. You are betrayed.
And at that point I've spent almost 200 euros on Diablo because I bought the 100
Ooh.
euro pack. for the base game.
The wolf shall rise anew.
And when did Mephisto become a wolf? I don't remember that being mentioned in Diablo 2 or 3 at all. I could be wrong, please correct me if I am. But yeah, it just feels like a weird aspect to give him this animal aspect. It's completely unnecessary.
In the guise of man,
and if that is not a demon Jesus, I don't know what is.
and there will be no salvation in the light.
That looked cool enough, but now we should go fight him. Now we should go and finish it. But then it's just like, oh, we're done.
Hail, Wanderer.
What do you want?
I was sent by Ormus. He asks that you visit him.
Wonder how.
He has need of your skills.
Wonder if,
Okay.
like, it looked like he's
where's
gonna.
Ormus?
It looked like Asmongold is gonna catch a lot faster than that. This was the end, and I just couldn't believe it was the end. I felt like we really need to go and kill Mephisto because otherwise this expansion doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's down here.
Off we go again.
Is that the end? I'm gonna try to finish the. Well, I think it's probably a couple of like prologue quests. That's what I'm kind of assuming.
Let's see when he picks up. Like I'm
What do you
curious
need?
Almost sees you.
because
He sees all
he has
the
to pick
good
up a
you
little
have
faster than
done,
I did.
and that you are desperate to pursue the Lord of Hatred. But Mephisto's plans have yet to be revealed.
We just watched the cinematic though.
The threat he poses is no longer an immediate one. Ormus and Nahantu have need of you.
And what do you mean the threat Mephisto poses isn't an immediate threat? Like he's a prime evil, he's gonna fuck up the entire world. Of course it's an immediate threat, like what the fuck?
Eru's betrayal
And do you think waiting to let him gather power is better?
is a fresh wound, but others have been harmed by his actions. Not only did we lose Maka, may her soul find peace, but Eru was a revered elder. The people of Nahantu grieve all they have lost. Nahantu needs to remember hope, friend. They need a hero. Ormus asks, what is a hero without those who push them to be heroic? You must gather your allies.
I cannot take any character who speaks of themselves in the third person as a wise character. It's always like, as always, they're a little mentally slow when you speak of yourself in the third person. And having this old like lead of the council do that, it just feels wrong.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is. We beat it.
Yeah.
I mean, so there were some high points, right? There definitely were high points for this.
They weren't that high, but there were some points that were better than others, but I'm not sure you can call them high points, just higher points.
Story, like, I think that it was cool when like they opened the way with the water. That was cool.
Yeah.
I think the only interesting character was that Urianger guy. I think he was cool. I feel like all the rest of them were pretty much like just boring. Uravar? Yeah, Uravar. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Uriwan was cool enough. But he played such a small role, and like, I don't know, they just had all of these random story pieces and none of them really connected together and none of them made a difference. Like, it wasn't one cohesive story. Like, this is some really bad writing.
I think like most people don't really play D4 for like the story. And I would say that the campaign, like, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, for sure.
Yeah, don't play Diablo 4 for the story because you will just be disappointed. So I think I just want to show this, and then I think we're done with watching Asmon. But I feel like I agree with a lot of his feelings on the game. But let's refresh this. I don't think Diablo, like I don't think Vessel of Hatred is a financial success. Because you can see, like beforehand they had 40,000 players on Steam. I think a lot of the more hardcore and dedicated players will be on Battle.net, so the numbers can look vastly different. But I just want to see if they had this many players in the normal season, right? 40,000, 33,000, and that's good. That's good numbers. It's not bad at all. But the expansion only brought in like 10,000 more players. Like, is that really the hype you have for this expansion? You increased the player percentage with 25%, essentially from this peak, and from this is higher, but still like almost 33% here. It's just such a low number. Oh, is this October 7? No, it's because I'm looking at it so far ahead, right? Yeah. So you have 45,000, 47,000, 49,000. So it's getting higher and higher the closer we get to the weekend. Maybe releasing on a Tuesday was a terrible fucking idea. Who could have guessed? But it's just not impressive numbers. Like, considering it's a whole new expansion. People should be lining up to play this shit out of this. People should be so fucking psyched. And they're bringing in a 30% increase of player numbers. That's bad. That's really, really bad.